Oh, hello. It's been a while, hasn't it? Let's talk about friendship. Now, who doesn't want friends? I mean, we all want friends. At least we should. Friends make life meaningful, give us joy, purpose, fulfillment, and just make everything feel worth it. Now, we've been thinking about friends for a long time. I mean, even going back to ancient Greece, to Aristotle, he thought of friends, and he divided friendships into 3 different categories, and those are... I guess I won't keep you waiting. I'll jump right into it. Now, first of all, let's get clear. What is friendship anyways? What's common to all 3 types of friendships? Friendship is mutual goodwill on the part of both friends. So both friends want good for the other. They want the other's benefit. They want to help the other in some way. Now, for the friendship of utility, this is where both want a useful good for the other. So this is like when you have a bank teller and you become friends with them and you want to help them and they want to help you, or you become friends with the person at the coffee shop who gives you your coffee, or just basically any business type relationship or any relationship that both people are benefiting. The person who's buying the services is benefiting from the person who's giving the service, and the person who's giving the service is benefiting from the other person's payment or whatever. So it's when 2 people are benefiting, but in a way that is related to goods that are useful. But what happens when the 2 people all of a sudden are not helping each other in a useful way? Let's say I no longer need to go to the bank for this particular bank. I switch to another one. Or let's say that I don't go to that coffee shop, I'm going to a different one, or I switch to tea or whatever. Those people are not going to be benefiting me anymore. But what happens to our friendship? Are we still friends? According to the friendship of utility, we're not friends anymore because we're not helping each other in any way that's useful in a sort of utilitarian sense. Our friendship is over. And that's not bad because that friendship was only a friendship of utility anyway. It was only what are we getting out of helping each other in a sort of useful way. And once we're not helping each other, there's no point for that friendship to continue. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's perfectly fine. We all need to have these sort of friendships where we want to help each other and, mutually benefit one another, and that's perfectly fine and good, but that shouldn't be your only type of friendship in your life. And then there's the friendship of the garden. I mean, this transcends what even Aristotle could come up with. I mean, me and my tomato plants are tight. And you also have the friendship of pleasure. The friendship of pleasure is also characterized by you both want what's best for the other, but in this case, you want what's best for the other insofar as you want them to have fun. You want them to enjoy your presence, and likewise, you want to enjoy their presence. And this is also a very natural form of friendship. It's like if I enjoy going to the basketball court or playing frisbee and I hang out with these guys, but the only reason that we're hanging out is because we both enjoy playing frisbee. I want them to have fun, they want me to have fun, it's great. I go over and, we hang out and it's just a great time. It would be like if you want to go over and play video games with someone who's really great at the video game, or you want to play board games, whatever it might be, you two want to hang out because you both want each other to have fun. And it makes a lot of sense, and who wouldn't have friendship as a pleasure? I mean, it's very natural. But this shouldn't be where friendship ends, because let's say one day he wakes up and he doesn't like frisbee anymore. What happens to our friendship? Or you guys just don't find enjoyment in hanging out together. What happens to that friendship? That's where the friendship of pleasure just stops. And that's where it ends. That's the boundary. Because what defines friendship of pleasure is enjoyment. And as soon as the enjoyment ends, for whatever reason you two don't enjoy being around each other anymore, the friendship ends as well. Because what defines the friendship of pleasure is enjoyment. You enjoy being around each other, and as soon as that enjoyment ends, the friendship ends too. So friendships shouldn't stop. Ideal friendships shouldn't end with either pleasure or utility. The third type of friendship is the friendship of the good, also known as the virtuous friendship. And this friendship is to be most desired, valued, and cherished. And that's because this friendship is the most fulfilling. And what characterizes this friendship is both want the other's best good. They want the other's flourishing. They want them to live a virtuous life. In this friendship, you will the best good of the other in the most important sense. You want what's best for their soul, for what's going to last, what's going to allow them to flourish totally and completely as a human being. The virtuous friendship, the friendship of the good, even includes the friendships of pleasure and utility. That's because when you have a good friend, you take enjoyment in their company. You find pleasure in being with them. The same goes for utility. You find a useful good from being in their presence. They can help you with certain things, they can help you to grow in virtue, or they can even help you with other things in your life. But usually the friendship of virtue also includes the friendships of pleasure and utility within it. It combines all three. This friendship is about communion of hearts. It's to take joy in the other, and for them to take joy in you, and to want what's best for them, to help them along the journey of life. This can be seen in the countless friendships throughout the ages, in literature and history. Just to name a few from literature, Frodo and Sam from Lord of the Rings. You can see that depth of friendship, that Frodo and Sam want to help each other live the best life. They're living out life day by day, going through the struggles, the joys, sharing in that, and taking joy in each other's friendship. And they want what's best for the other. A touching scene is Sam carrying Frodo up the slopes of Mount Doom. That touching sacrifice, that perseverance, that loyalty, and that willingness to be there to help Frodo in the most difficult time of his life. To be willing to share in all of those sufferings with him, and to literally take him up on his shoulders to carry him the distance that Frodo could not do on his own. You can also see this in the friendship of Lucy Manette and Charles Darnay in A Tale of Two Cities, and their undying love for one another and that tender devotion. You can also see this in the friendships of C.S. Lewis and J.R.R. Tolkien, who truly wanted what was best for the other. You can see this as well in the Bible with David and Jonathan and their brotherly love and that complete, undying loyalty, that desire for the other's best good. And then you have the friendship of Winnie the Pooh and Piglet. I mean, if that's not a friendship of the good, a virtuous friendship, I don't know what is. I mean, what makes us happier than a friend who truly understands us, who truly cares about us in the best sense, and loves us no matter what, who will be there for us in our greatest sufferings and trials, who has our back every day, who we share the journey of life with. This friendship is really characterized by a living out of life together, a true, determined companionship, and a mutual sharing of this journey that we must go through, both the joys and the struggles. And virtuous friendships are the most rare because it entails us already being somewhat virtuous before we even get into this type of friendship. Virtuous means that we already have to have those habits of acting in a way that we know we're supposed to act. So it means being courageous in defending our friends. It means being kind and thoughtful to our friends, being self-sacrificing, being willing to give of ourselves to help others. By having these types of good habits, virtues, we are able to really be true friends. And the more that your friend has that type of virtue, the more they'll be able to be a true friend to you. I mean, when's the last time that you met someone that's like, there's a really self-centered, self-absorbed person who just doesn't think of anyone but themselves, and then you say, you know, I think he'd make a great friend though. I really want to hang out with him. I think he can really help me. I can tell him my problems and he'll be there for me. Well, can't really think of anyone who would want that type of friend, but if you can think of someone, let me know. It's virtuous friendship, friendship of the good, authentic love that gives us the most deep, profound, and lasting joy that we can experience on this earth.